Today we're going to be talking about how you can improve a customer journey. And I want to tell you about a few things that you may be taking as very good advice, but out of context, it's going to be the worst advice. Let's take a look at it. So as promised, we're going to be diving into the good advice that you may be taking on making certain improvements to your customer journey that could be putting the halt on your progression and your scalability. The second thing that we're going to be really covering in depth is the different stages that you go through in implementing and improving your customer journey. We'll also cover consistency and scalability within your customer journey and how to make those incremental improvements. Let's get started. All right, as we're diving into this idea of making improvements to your customer journey, and really this can go for making improvements in anything, I want you to think about the context under which you want to make these improvements. So what I see happen a lot of times for a lot of business owners is you will be a part of a group, you'll hear a great idea, and you think, great, that's something that could totally improve my customer journey. But there is nothing worse than good advice out of context. So as an example, like if you hear, you should read a book a month. That is great advice for perhaps an adult who has the time to be able to do that. It is probably terrible advice for a new reader who is in first grade and is reading a Bob book that is very short. No, they should probably read one book a day or more in order to develop those skills. Some other advice that I've heard, given that is out of context is everybody should be doing a webinar. Everyone should be emailing their customers. You need to use text messages in everything. Oh, if you're not using this software, then you're going to fall behind. So again, it's not that the advice is bad advice, but without all of the context, you're not going to really be able to see the benefits that you want out of that good advice. Here's what I would challenge you to do is once you have your customer journey and you have started to implement it, I want you to think about these three main phases that a customer journey goes through. The first one is organize. More than likely, if you are taking advice or looking to improve your customer journey, you have organized your information the first time around. Now we're going to be working with it in order to build upon that. So the different parts of organizing that is, if you're brand new, you want to take a look and see what metrics do I think I should be able to hit? What are the different stages? What are the detours from the direct customer path? And you want to have that all written out. If we're making improvements to an existing customer journey, then we want to take a look at that organization and say, what numbers do we feel like are not where they should be or what we thought they would be? And where do we see people falling out of our customer journey and losing contact? The other critical question that I would ask in that is it bad that they have fallen off your customer journey? Perhaps not. Maybe they weren't your ideal customer. So it's important to keep that in mind as you look to make improvement. Context is key. First, organize out everything that you either want to make improvements on or what that is. The second phase is going to be to optimize that. Now, I've talked quite a bit on my channel about optimization of your process. What that's going to include is testing and testing again and making small adjustments until you hit what I call spaghetti in your business. Now, the reason that I call it spaghetti in your business is because myself, when my family is hungry, I will generally go into the kitchen and I am looking to make a meal or dinner for them quickly. So the first thing that I'm going to do is probably going to open up all the fridge. I'm going to open up the cabinets. I'm going to see what things I have in play to be able to pull together. In my house, I know that I always have on hand the ingredients for spaghetti. Everybody in the family likes it. I know I can make it quickly, and I know I can make iterations of spaghetti like lasagna or tortellinis really easy using a lot of those same components. And so that's going to be very, very critical when it comes to optimizing your business. Is you want to look for the thing that is an easy go-to that can be improved on and is repeatable over and over and over in your business. You want to find those things, the ingredients, the tools, the technology, and the different processes in your business that are spaghetti for you, that you have optimized to a point where you know you can always execute that thing and you know about what the results are going to be. So say, as an example, in my business, if webinars are spaghetti, then I know about what my invites will look like, what open rates will look like. I know about what to cover. I know about what my conversion rates should be. So again, when we're talking about optimization, it's getting to that point where you can reasonably predict the results. And that's going to take doing it over and over and over again. The final phase of this is going to be to customize. Now, I had talked about in my spaghetti analogy that now that I have those ingredients on hand, I know I can make iterations, and that way we're not just having spaghetti every week or every night. There can be other iterations of spaghetti because I understand the ingredients, I understand the processes that are involved, and I know I have the tools in place that can make that repeatable where I can customize. Now, again, in my opinion, customization does not mean I'm changing everything. It means that I have done enough optimization that I know the ingredients to use, I know the processes to use, and I know the tools to use. I'm not trying to make my spaghetti noodles in the oven on a slow cook. You should have already solved that problem of it should be on the stovetop. Should have done that in optimization. So again, optimization is actually where most businesses are going to see the biggest improvements in their overall customer journey, and they should be able to tweak. A lot of businesses, once they get to the customization phase, what they're also doing in that is seeing how they can weave in additional products or services into different parts of the customer journey, because again, they've created predictable, repeatable processes that they can utilize and pull from for other products and other services in their business. If you're ready to take a deeper dive and really look at some of those questions that you can ask yourself and take a look at in your customer journey, as well as how you can create that growth and that scalability in your customer journey and where to make those improvements, then I want you to check out this video here where we do just that.